Hello, I'm speaking right now to Hisham Sunna, who is running for Club Growth Director for District 84. Welcome, Hisham.
Thank you, Paula.
Nice to meet you. I have some questions for you, and we'll just take one at a time. Pathways adoption can be a hurdle for some. How will you address Pathways resistance among some of our long-term members?
That's an interesting question, Paula, because I was one of those who were initially resistant to pathways till I got into it. And I know that there is still some resistance. We do have some improvements. For example, coming up are those new vintage type of pathways where you could still do your old competent communicator type manuals within pathways. So hopefully that will help people get the familiarity that they're used to. Some people are resistant to change, and that is fine if what you're doing works for you. And I would love to see everybody do the things that will help them be comfortable and grow in Toastmasters. So, yes, there has been resistance. I think it's waning, obviously, with all the new people who do not know anything but pathways. So, all those new members that we are welcoming into Toastmasters are not aware of pre-pathways. So all in all, things will change and hopefully change for the better.
Yes, absolutely. All right, another question for you is how do you plan to build a club extension team that is more proactive rather than reactive?
Great. I appreciate that question because one of the things that I have noticed, and being in the past, not just as an area director or a division director, but also as a club coach and a club mentor, is that sometimes we don't pay enough attention to the struggling clubs. We wait till the club has very few members and then try to resuscitate it. And we have tools nowadays that we can work to predict that a club is going to get into a struggling phase. Just looking over the membership and analyzing the membership over a period of time. This would have been very difficult to do in the past, going club by club. But nowadays, there are some, I hate to use the word artificial intelligence, but we do have some tools that we can predict and watch for trends very easily. And that would be the time to start the intervention because we do want a net growth. And you don't get growth by losing members and clubs. So we have to get a team together initially that will try to assimilate the knowledge that we already have with all the clubs. I know we're getting some clubs from District 48, the divisions A, B, and C that are getting assimilated into District 84. And we don't want anybody to fall behind. So our team's first, uh, I would say, most important first thing to do is to make sure that we have one cohesive district and we get the input from all the districts and try the two districts and try to make sure that all the clubs that could be struggling don't immediately fall behind because now we got some district 84 people or not watching out for division C struggling clubs, let's say in whole district 48.
Okay, very good. All right, so what is your strategy for utilizing social media and digital advertising to increase district visibility?
One thing that is happening nowadays is everybody is on social media. There is no two things about it. From the young to the old, even folks who never did social media before are now interacting through social media. we need to have something that will grab people's attention when they open their feed, something that adds value to them, that grabs them, and is Toastmaster oriented. So working with our media helpers from the different district, whether it's throughout the district, whether it was in the areas, there are some people who are social media savvy. And we have to identify those great people that will be your right hand that can help you with bringing the message out there, making sure that they know that Toastmasters is a vibrant organization. There are some that are competing with everybody's attention, some that are trying to even grab the speakers. And you know what I'm talking about, that have those 15-minute speeches that people are glued to, like, hey, I have to listen to this. Our website needs to be very intriguing, interactive, to get people to click some more and find out more about the Toastmasters that are engaging. Plus, now we can have some campaigns that we can do through social media. We need to make sure that the content is not such that people just click away. Oh, this is another one of those emails, or this is another one of those calls to action. We need to have something that tells people, hey, there is content here that can benefit me, whether it through my speech, through my leadership, through my life, personal life. This is relevant to me as a Toastmaster, and that is what will grab people. And of course, I cannot do that by myself. I need to get help from all those media savvy people, social butterflies that can really work with me to help reach everybody.
All right. When a club is at the risk of folding, what would be your first three steps that you would take to intervene to help the club?
Obviously, we have identified, based on your question, that the club is very close. And then we need, obviously, to assign a club lifeline, whether you want to call it coach. It's somebody that will help the club. That is important. One thing we need to know is, why is this happening? Obviously, if we're trying to track, maybe we already have a clue that that is going to happen with this club. But why is this club losing membership or not gaining new membership? What has stagnated in the club? Do we need to have speechcraft? Do we need to get members from another strong club? That's something that we would love to be able to incentivize, is to have ambassadors from stronger clubs visit and interact with the weaker clubs. Once you have more than 4 or 5 people in a meeting, the meetings themselves become more productive. And there would not be nice to have a mechanism that we can get those people from the strong, healthy clubs in the district to come and just visit. For somebody just commit to visiting once, if we get a few people committing to visit, believe me, that will help re-energize the clubs. And then we have to work with the club leadership itself and work with them to identify what they can do, what kind of programs they can put out, and what are they doing to promote their clubs.
All right. Well, is there anything else that you would add to just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you hope to accomplish as the new club growth director?
And thank you, Paula. I have been a member of Toastmasters. Well, I would say I was hooked with my first visit over 25 years ago. And I have been member for almost 25 years, attended meetings faithfully, and had several or multiple roles within the club as president, vice president, membership, public relations, treasurer, also area director and division director. And I think now is my next step, natural step, to take it one step further and be a part of the trio that will help the division directors. So with that, I would say that I am looking forward to strengthening existing clubs, to help promote the stronger clubs, become now Smedley distinguished, and to basically identify and keep track of all the potential targets and potentials for new clubs and not drop those leads. So I'm looking to be another Toastmaster that gives back, because as you are, and all the people probably listening to this, they are holding roles because they want to give back to the organization that's helping them improve, whether in their private life, in their work life, in their leadership life, in their personal life. So I want to be able to help as club growth director and continue that journey with Toastmasters.
All right. Well, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure speaking with you.